DraftKings Sportsbook is the number one place to bet touchdowns, and new customers can bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Download the app and use promo code PFTLive when you sign up. DraftKings Sportsbook, the crown is yours. As always, please bet responsibly, only with money that you can afford to lose, because if you listen to idiots like me with my picks, you will lose. You lose a lot. We gain a lot with Rodney Harrison on Fridays. Friday, you like that? You like that? Don't listen to me. Do the opposite of what I suggest. So I like talking to you about Sunday Night Football because you're there. You get to feel the energy of the stadium. It's going to be crazy in Pittsburgh on Sunday night. Cowboys, Steelers, probably the best rivalry in football that has two teams from different conferences. And they don't play very often. But they've met in 3 Super Bowls. And there's just something special about the uniforms, those classic uniforms that rarely, if ever, change. You're going to be in for, even with the injuries for Dallas, with Michael Parsons and Marcus Lawrence hurt, I just feel like you're going to be in for a good one on Sunday night.
I agree with you, Mike, and it starts up front on the line of scrimmage. In Dallas, obviously, they've had some trouble stopping the run. And what I'm looking for is in the interior of that defensive line, Mozzie Smith, Linval Joseph, those guys. Mozzie Smith got pushed around against the Baltimore Ravens a couple weeks ago. He played a lot better against the Giants. And, and that's kind of where it starts. And I think what he is learning along with the Dallas Cowboys is when you're a Dallas Cowboy, you have to show up every single week. You can't just show up and think that, hey, I play for the Cowboys, that's good enough. And when you're trying to dominate the line of scrimmage, you got to show up. And this is a kid that I'm going to be watching because, that's going to be a big story in the game, being able to stop that run if you're Dallas.
And for the first time this season, since the Russell Wilson calf injury re-aggravation a few days before week 1, and it opened the door for Justin Fields, Mike Tomlin, the Steelers coach, has kind of leaned into the idea that maybe Fields can keep the job even beyond the point at which Russell Wilson is fully healthy. Now, they lost their first game of the season. Offense still scored 24 points. Usually when the Steelers offense scores 24 points, that's enough, given what the defense can do. But this is a spotlight game. 3 of the next 4 Steelers games are in prime time, standalone. You can't hide. Everybody gets to study Justin Fields and come to their conclusions as to whether or not he should be the guy even when Russell Wilson is healthy. It just cranks up the pressure a little bit on Fields. I think he can deliver, but we see him this week on Sunday Night Football. You're going to be back in Pittsburgh in 2 weeks for the Jets. Then we see him on Monday night against the Giants. We're all going to get a good look at Justin Fields, and he's got a chance now to keep Russell Wilson on the sidelines all year long.
Absolutely, and I think he's got the best situation dealing with the coaching staff and the head coach and Mike Tomlin, the way he runs things. I don't worry. I'm not necessarily worried about Justin Fields. I think he should be the starter. They should continue to see what they have in this young guy. Russell Wilson, you know what you're getting from Russell Wilson. He's not the future. He's not going to be there next year. You only bring him in an emergency situation. But if it's me and I'm Mike Tomlin, I'm pressing. I'm trying to grow. I'm trying to expand my offense a little bit more with Arthur Smith and Justin Fields. And you see Justin Fields staying in the pocket at times, making some really nice throws, but you also see him, moving around and getting outside the pocket, making plays. I think they stay with Justin Fields. I've been really proud of what he's done, and he puts a lot of pressure on the defensive side of the ball, Mike.
To go back to something we were discussing earlier, I hadn't really planned to do this, and I hadn't thought about it until just now, but when we were doing the show last Friday, one of the critiques of the Cowboys offense is, who's your number 2 to CeeDee Lamb? Brandon Cooks with 1 catch, and he's got an injury now. He's probably going to miss this game on Sunday. He's not the number 2 that you need. In Pittsburgh, there is no number 2 to George Pickens. Why aren't these two teams taking a closer look at Davante Adams? And I know there's some reporting that the Steelers have. The Cowboys aren't interested. I don't know why they wouldn't be. Don't you think that both of these teams should be thinking about Davante Adams?
I would say I wouldn't. If I'm the Cowboys, I'm looking more so at a running back as opposed to Davante Adams. You need the run game. And that's the problem with the Cowboys. They get in a lot of close playoff type games and they want to just sling the ball around. You have to be able to run the football and play good defense. If I'm the Steelers, Davante will be somebody I definitely pay attention to. But I don't know how that's going to end up working out.
Yeah, boy, the Cowboys really could use a running back like Derrick Henry, but they couldn't afford Derrick Henry.
16
That's what
million
Jerry
over
Jones
2
said.
years. That's ridiculous.
And nobody believes him. He can say it all he wants, and nobody believes it. They just got it wrong. They got it wrong. They misevaluated the amount of gas that Derrick Henry had left in the tank. All right. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.